Have you been thinking about and dreaming about living on the beachfront? Hey, how can you not dream of that? Take a look right behind me. This is absolutely gorgeous. It's absolutely stunning, beautiful Skaha Lake. The Okanagan Lake is just next door and it is just as magnificent. My name is Sergej from neuHouzz team. I'm here today to help you out with a couple of really important tips to keep in mind when you are shopping for that waterfront property. Number one, you have to be aware that water rights could differ at each different location. You have to make sure you're working with somebody who is very knowledgeable and understands where they have to look to find that information, because it's just sometimes not very clear where the property line is. Also, what's not clear sometimes if the beachfront belongs to you or maybe it's a public access. So all of those critical points. You have to know history of flooding, of water levels. What's been happening in the area? Has it been flooded? How often does it flood? How high the water comes up on that particular property that you might be interested on. Docks. Docks is, it's just such an important part of the waterfront home, because maybe you own a boat, maybe it's a jet ski, maybe you just want to walk out 40 or 140 feet into the lake and at the end have a couple of chairs with a cup of coffee and enjoy those mornings on the water. How can you not dream of that? But when you're thinking about docks, you have to do your research and due diligence. Not every lake will allow you to build that kind of a structure. Often docks carry their own titles as well. Sometimes properties come with the docks already installed. Sometimes you maybe have a chance to do that. Boat types. What boat types allowed? Some lakes don't allow motorized boats on there, so keep that in mind. So important when you're choosing a property on the waterfront. Maintenance of the waterfront property could be slightly higher, just because the way that it's exposed to weather elements, it gets blasted by the wind a little bit more often. If you are on the really sandy property where there's a sandy beach, you might be getting some of that blasting against the house with the sand, and you know, it's definitely additional maintenance that you have to count on. Couple of very, very big points you have to do, especially if you're purchasing the property that is just an empty lot, or maybe it's an older grandfathered property and it's a home, but it's coming to the end of its life. You very likely going to be demolishing it and rebuilding it. It doesn't mean that you can just build whatever you've been dreaming about, unfortunately. The problem will be identifying what does that property allows for you to build, because with the environmental assessment that will be a must for you to complete, which comes with the additional expenses and also the approvals that might have to come from the either provincial levels or from your local government levels, of your local municipality that you're buying in. All of that there's a few hoops that you'll have to jump. You have to educate yourself, and you have to work with somebody who understands what's going on. And then determining and those setbacks, environmental setbacks that will be determined, will dictate the size of the house and the type of the house that can build on there. So as you can see, guys, as beautiful as it can be to live on this, you know, beautiful lake, or many other beautiful lakes that we have in BC, there are certain nuances that you'll have to pay attention to. And of course, if you are looking for waterfront property, you have to reach out to us, where we'll give you some knowledge and understanding. We'll get you in contact with really, really strong people in that area as well too, who will help you maybe have discussions with about environmental assessments and etc. My name is Sergej from neuHouzz team. Hopefully you'll find that helpful. And if you need any real estate assistance, give us a phone call. We'll look after you. Bye.